Hello, welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole podcast with me, your host, Matty T, and I'm joined by the ever present Hazel Young. How are we?
Doing good. Yeah, good to be back for this one.
I know
It's a bit of a newsflash one.
as we had obviously last episode was Mysterious Disappearances Part 2, and the plan was to do something else. I'll keep that topic a secret. Not a secret, but
Well, we had a couple in mind.
I had a couple.
We had one in mind, and
Yeah,
then
this just happened. I thought we need to do this just now while it's fresh, while everyone's talking about it.
yeah,
The other one we had planned, which might be the next episode, I don't know yet. That's always going to be there. So that can wait. So this episode we're going to be doing is, of course, on Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
Now
It's just been
there's just been
reported dead.
from a parent. You can't see it, but
Suicide,
in
yeah.
air quotes. And this has been a ongoing story for basically most of the 21st century.
It goes back to 1992.
92 or even back to
Yeah.
the 20th century, like 30, nearly 30 years, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's just absolute madness.
Yeah, it's really just coming to it's like if this was a TV show, this would be the grand finale.
It would be. But we should start at the beginning. Who was Jeffrey Epstein and how did we get to this point now?
I know.
I'm sure all of you have heard of Jeffrey Epstein today, even if you don't know who he was.
You probably heard the name.
But basically, he was an American financier who was very wealthy.
Yeah.
His exact wealth wasn't known because he had basically his records weren't public.
Yeah, his finance, even his how he got his finances is shrouded in sort of shady stuff as well.
Yeah, but it used to be a teacher beforehand, which makes this all a bit
Even more with context, even more disturbing.
More disturbing. But he was a well-connected multi-millionaire financier. He also had his hand in politics and that as well. And most of all, he's a convicted sex offender. That's what the story is here.
Child sex trafficker.
Child sex trafficker.
Yeah.
Young women. And it's just madness. So we should start back in 1992, I guess.
Aye.
With a certain president.
Yeah, current sitting president.
Mr. Trump. Donald Trump. Basically, they were at 1992. Trump, obviously back then Epstein was still, obviously, he was a well-known figure.
Yeah. Well known in his own community.
Yeah. If you were famous or rich in any way, you had connections, you knew him.
You knew of him or you knew him personally.
Yeah. And basically, Trump was obviously very famous back then, and he had a party.
Mar-a-Lago, I think it was.
At Mar-a-Lago, which apparently Jeffrey Epstein helped finance or something along those lines. He was involved in it somehow. And they had a party. Just those two and 28 girls. Now, that word is quite
sort of a grey area.
It's sort of a grey. I mean, there's not a definition of a girl. Like, it's not a certain age limit, if that makes sense.
Depends who you're talking to. Because girls can just mean women.
Exactly.
But then girls can also mean specifically underage women.
It could. I mean, for example, in Scotland, if you say girl, you're more than likely talking about
like young girls.
Young girls, yeah.
Because we don't say women, we say bird.
We say bird, which is
definitely women.
Yeah, which is definitely women. Yeah. Which some women might find offensive.
So, like, basically, if someone come up and says, "I'm going to this party with girls," we'd be going, "What?"
We'll be like, "What?"
We'd be kind of doing a double take. Yeah.
But if he says, "I'm going to this party with birds,"
yeah, that's different.
That's different. Like I said, people might find the word bird offensive, but I don't think the majority of people do.
In our community, I wouldn't say so.
But anyway, back to the point.
Yeah. So it was 28 girls.
28 girls. So we don't know if that means they were underage or not. More than likely, it was probably a mixture.
Maybe. Well, there was video, but I think we should get to the video later.
We'll get to the video later.
Yeah.
But essentially, to put him and Trump, we used 28 girls wanted to be on that party.
And I think the recruitment was for a calendar shoot.
It was for a calendar shoot. Basically, the party planner was told to recruit 28 girls.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know if they were given specific instructions, like they have to be a certain age or look a certain way.
Well, knowing that what's happening now.
It's a good educated guess to
there's
say
some reasonable suspicion that there probably was an age range they were looking for.
Probably between, I'm guessing, 13 to 17.
Maybe younger.
Maybe even younger. You never know. Even just the younger it gets, and it just gets worse. But that's where it all kind of began, I would say.
Yep.
And then
because the suspicions were there, and there was courts for it, but it was the Secretary of Labour in America, which handles like trade unions and business like kind of conflicts, that got him basically an easy pass.
Yeah.
A slap on the wrist.
Yeah. Basically, he got away with it. Right. Fast forward 10 years.
Yeah.
2002.
2002. Yeah, he kind of came back in the spotlight.
It kind of came back where these accusations kind of started to mount up.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's also the connection with Bill Clinton as well.
Bill Clinton.
I mean, Bill Clinton already had a scandal with his presidency, getting impeached in that. Well, was attempted for impeachment, but he didn't get it though. He wasn't impeached, and that was a woman of age, but now it's been known that he's had relationship with Epstein, same with Trump, on their flight, and it has been recorded that they've been on the flight, and it's been titled the Lolita Express.
Yeah,
and if anyone knows who Lolita is, you should be very disturbed right now.
You should be. So basically, to give some context to it, Lolita was a book by a Russian author whose name is Nabokov, and it's basically about the perspective of a pedo.
Yeah, it's a European man who comes to America. He's called Humbert, and he finds this girl called Lolita, who I think is 12 in the book. Yeah. And he falls in love with her, and it's all about his way to rationalise it. Yeah, so
the fact he's named his
I don't know if that was his nickname that he gave, or it was the media's nickname.
Maybe, but
might have been an inside joke from him.
But it's still pretty.
It is pretty disturbing.
Yeah. And but yeah, basically they started to mount up. He had this Lolita Express, but like you touched on, he got away with it. The Labour Secretary, he cut a deal with him, and even when he was in jail,
it wasn't a typical jail that we would go to.
Basically, he'd be let out 12 hours a day to work in that.
Yeah, he was let out.
Then go back. I mean, that's not jail.
Yeah, that's just allowed to do what you want. Exactly. Except you're just slightly monitored a bit.
Exactly.
And I think the Secretary of Labour is called Alexander Acosta. I think it is. Yeah.
And who's no longer in that position, unsurprisingly. And basically that charge we're talking about included identified 36 girls, as young as 14 being, molested.
Yeah. There's been accusations of harassment and then straight up rape. Yeah. As well, from Epstein and from Trump as well. Even his ex-wife. Yeah. Has come out to say that she was sexually assaulted by him.
Yeah, I mean, all this came out has been heavily linked back to Trump as well, like you said, and Trump, slightly going off the track a wee bit, touching on Trump, he apparently raped a 13-year-old girl. But he got away with it, essentially.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not exactly been, what would you say, quiet about his sexual advances. There's videotapes of him, the leaked audio of him saying grab him by the pussy. Yeah. He has girls all around him. The video, which we talked about earlier, there's video of him with Jeffrey Epstein looking at girls saying they're hot, and I'm assuming he was married at the time. Yeah. There's the video clip of him grabbing a woman by the rear end.
Yep. Now that video we're alluding to was
that was 1992.
That was 92. I don't think that was the same party we alluded to
earlier.
That
was a private one. This one was more public. There was more
public
guests
one,
and the age was a bit older. Some looked old enough, and others were a bit sketchy.
Iffy, yeah. But to be fair, I think a lot of them did look legal. I think they looked like women, but then again, you said there might have been some who were a bit shady.
Makeup.
They all look heavily makeup. Yeah. But you can tell by facial structure and that as well, if they're a bit older.
You can, but then again, there's you can be fooled as well.
Yeah, but that was a public party, so I'm guessing most of them were of age, but you never know.
But that could be Jeffrey's way to show he's treading the waters to see they look a bit risky. Would you be willing to go a bit younger? Who knows? That's what people who are in who have are into illegal activity, when they try to recruit someone, they don't just straight up say, oh, do you want to go with underage girls?
Yeah, they ease them in.
Yeah. It's like it's a test to see how far they're willing to go. So that could have been the video we saw.
Yeah, it could have been Epstein's kind of induction.
Initiation.
Yeah. But Trump's denied he ever liked
He's
Epstein.
Like, I barely knew the guy.
I barely knew him.
I don't know this.
I did not know that guy.
Yeah. And then Bill Clinton's obviously done the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite obvious they were part of this inner circle.
Yeah.
Of
And Bill Clinton and Trump and even Hillary Clinton as well were all pals for a while.
They were, and then
so
obviously
it makes sense they're all connected with this guy.
It does. And there's one more connection we'll get to. We'll get to it just now if you want. Prince Andrew.
Yeah,
that's another connection.
I don't know if anyone else from the royal family's been accused. Has it just been him?
I think it's just been him.
Is he the Duke of York?
He's the Duke of York, yeah.
Okay.
So Prince Andrew's been accused basically of an underage girl who he sat in his lap or something.
Right.
Along those lines. Let me just look that up. Which obviously is not good for the royal family in the slightest.
I know. And I don't know if it made worse if the family was aware of it happening and just brushed it.
So yeah, here it is. All the news outlets are saying Prince Andrew groped young woman's breast at Epstein's house. Court files allege. So this is not just some random people saying this is court files suggesting this. So that's when the accusation becomes a bit more concrete.
Yeah. Is this still ongoing? I take it. Is this just going to be popped up? Because when Jeffrey Epstein, this is now we're jumping to more recent times.
Yeah.
When he has finally went to jail, they done a raid and they found videotapes, and they have names of very famous people.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming this one is a recent one then.
So Prince Andrew was accused.
He was accused, but is he?
In a Highland News statement issued in 2015, Buckingham Palace said any suggestion of impropriety with underage minors is categorically untrue. So it's like this is back in 2015. So
now it's resurfacing again.
Yeah.
Because when Epstein was finally caught and finally got some kind of punishment, he's going to go, well, I've got some dirt on people. If I'm going out, I'm taking them all with me.
Yeah. So, like you say, he's multi-millionaire. He's got connections to all sorts. And he's obviously going to try and take them down as well.
Yep. And leading up to his arrest, there was already reports saying that he was being injured. There's been suicide attempts. Again, a suicide attempt. We don't know for sure about that. It could be someone. It could be him just being like down on himself, or
maybe he knows he's going to be in jail or could. Whatever happens, it's like Drum's going to take the easy route out.
Yeah, or he was threatened.
Yeah.
Someone had like done a hit on him.
Yeah.
If you're a very highly influential person, you've done something illegal, especially something as serious as this, you want that person gone.
Yeah.
Or silenced.
Much. I mean, like, there's like he's gonna rat on me. Let's get him out the picture.
Dead men.
I mean, he did like maybe touched on like only a few months ago he had these injuries.
Yep.
And then he was placed on suicide watch.
He was placed on suicide watch.
And then now he's apparently killed himself, which
now
I don't think many people buy into.
No.
Because if
you're on suicide watch, you're under constant supervision.
Exactly.
Everything's taken away from you from items that can possibly kill you, like rope.
And he's in a more secure prison.
Yeah, much more secure. And the report came out saying he's just been taken off suicide watch, so now that sounds like damage control.
Yeah.
Because either the police guards were willfully ignored it, or they're the most incompetent security guards.
Which I don't buy.
Suicide watch,
I think I just don't buy a suicide at all.
No one's buying it. I've yet to see anyone come out and say, "Oh, you might have actually committed suicide." Yeah. I've yet to see it. It's one of the few things everyone's come together on to say this is bullshit.
I mean, the reports were that he hung himself, but that could easily have been. Faked.
The FBI is just opened up an investigation now. I don't know if you can trust the FBI on this because I can't tell.
They're shaded themselves.
Yeah, I can't tell they're going to be objective, and going by their track record, I don't think so.
So then it leads to the question: who is the one that ordered the hit?
Let's say.
Let's say for example,
say it's been confirmed. Yes. This was a murder. Who do you think is most likely to do this? It could be multiple people.
It could be the Clintons. It could be
Clintons.
Could be Trump.
Could be a joint operation.
Could be someone we don't know.
Yeah, there's tons of people.
Now I'm guessing it won't be Trump because
seems like too big of a risk.
Too big a risk, especially. I mean, it's next year's elections.
Yeah, next year's elections.
So the fact I've done this so close to elections,
it's worrisome.
I know Trump isn't. We all know what Trump's like, but I just can't imagine him doing something like this.
And also, I've noticed this, like, with Trump. See, anytime news comes out, especially if it's about him, because he's a big narcissist.
Yeah.
He's very impulsive to tweet stuff out.
Yeah.
I've yet to see him tweet anything about this.
Exactly.
He's for a guy who's very impulsive and likes to say what he thinks. He's kept
Been
himself
quite quiet
in
in
this
this.
one. He might say something later on, but I've yet to see.
But that might be him trying to get his narrative going that he didn't really know Epstein. So that's why he's not tweeting about it. So
I'm waiting for him to be cornered, because eventually he'll have to do like a press conference and a journalist will bring it up.
100%.
He'll either try to dismiss it first, but see when they all start hounding him, he'll eventually have to say something. And he'll just say something else. I've barely hung out with him, and when I did hang out with him, it was just very minor, even though the video evidence show otherwise. All his records, the records show he was on the Lolita Express.
Or if you just say there's an ongoing investigation.
Yep.
And that's all I'll leave it at.
He's quick to accuse people, but now it's him. He's like, let's just wait for the evidence to come out.
Yeah, he's a massive hypocrite.
Yeah.
And like you say, he's got his own accusations. Like obviously that 13-year-old girl.
I feel like I'm leaning
ex-wife.
I'm leaning more towards the Clintons have something to do with this.
Probably.
Because they're the ones with the most damning evidence against them, because there's tons of stuff on them.
Yeah.
Even just this.
The Clintons are.
They've always been shady.
The whole Monica Lewinsky situation.
That and just all the shady stuff with foreign policy as well. And
yeah. I mean,
Bill Clinton just being a touchy guy, you know?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it just shows, like, I don't know if the corruption's the right word, but these people just think they can get away with anything. I seen on Reddit basically saying, why can't they be normal rich people, like jokingly saying, oh, why don't they just do coke and hang out with models who are actually legal and that? Then someone made the point where they're rich, they just want to show they can get away with it.
Yeah, it's a power trip.
It is a power trip, and it's
so some of them are Jane Lynch's, and others just do it for the kick, just to see, look how much I can get away with.
I reckon Epstein. He was probably a bit of both.
Probably.
I reckon he had a power trip, and also maybe was just curious.
Genuinely enjoy it.
Which is messed up beyond belief. And these poor girls, they're probably thinking, at the time they're young, I'm thinking, oh, this is brilliant. I'm acting mature.
Yeah, they might be getting a model shoot, thinking, this stuff.
And they're getting loads of money.
Yeah, they will probably all get paid a lot, especially to hush up.
And that's why young minds are just so easily moulded and influenced, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
And they probably think at the time, oh, this is brilliant. I'm mature. I'm having a relationship with this older man. Look how mature I am. My friends will be jealous.
They're probably a bit too young to
to understand,
realise what they're doing, and if they are, they're too scared to say anything, because who's going to believe a younger child over a rich millionaire?
Exactly. But then they obviously years later realise, and then that's when the accusations come out.
They're all coming out now. It's a domino effect. It happens every time. See, when like someone has been getting away with this for so long, and one person comes out, they all because now they feel more confident in themselves to come out.
It's a shame it always happens when they die, but
I know. Well, they did catch him. But
then, now obviously that's a slightly different case.
Yeah, and what makes this there's another point as well, because the investigation's now starting up. The Department of Justice, Bill Barr, who's leading the investigation, has been appointed by Trump.
Yeah, so that's just shady in itself.
This is another damage control thing, because you think they're going to be objective about this. You think a guy who was appointed by Trump's going to say, "Oh, look what Trump did, guys."
Yeah.
If there is something that comes up with him.
Yeah, I just don't have any confidence in this investigation.
No, I don't.
It's like
I'm not believing anything that comes out from official government sources.
I think there needs to be an independent investigation.
But they're not going to do it. That's the thing.
I know.
I don't think we're going to get any resolution on this. At least it's satisfying resolution.
No, I don't think so. I'm just having a look here. In 2013, when he's getting he's photographed for the sex offenders list, and just look at his face. He's smiling.
Yeah,
he's smug.
Yeah, he's a very smug, like, oh, it took you this long to get me.
He's like, I'm going to get away with this.
Being slightly boastful.
Yeah, and it's just so much, like, there's so many cases against him. And like I say, the fact that he was a teacher as well, mate, who knows, right? I'm just literally making this up, right? But who knows, maybe he done stuff with students.
Probably. Yeah, I would say so.
Mate, he's a teacher, and then when he became this massive influence, he's like, oh, I liked that girl when I was that student. I liked that student. I'm going to try and get her. I'll pay her off or whatever.
Yep.
And then he maybe used when he was a teacher, he groomed them.
Aye. You know that, yeah. It depends on what kind of school he was teaching.
Yeah, let's have a look.
That might have garnered his interest if it was like not elementary, but like high school, middle school.
He was a physics and maths teacher at Dalton School. What is Dalton School?
Yeah, is that a high school? Is that a college?
Dalton School originally. Oh God, Dalton School originally a children's university school.
Oh God.
As a private co-educational college preparatory school. I don't know what that is.
Makes it sound even more shady.
I guess it's a private Dalton School main building for grades 4 to 12. Grades 4 to 12, what's that? I'm guessing that's...
A what?
Grades 4 to 12, what's the equivalent here?
Oh, grade 4? The 4th grade is for 10-year-olds, I think.
So there you go. So this probably looks like it was a... I'm guessing this is a middle school maybe then?
Dear. Yeah, I think... Well, no, grade school goes up to... Well, the end of primary school for us. And then middle school is sort of like the start of high school for us, I think.
But regardless, this school he taught at was... had younger students. Which... Maybe that's where he got his interest. Who knows?
It might have what set him off.
Yeah.
I'm just looking up the recent tweets, and apparently Trump's about to give a statement soon.
Is he?
So
maybe we can get that live on.
Maybe if well, I'll keep looking to see if it comes up. But maybe if later on, once we finish this, if it comes up, we should tweet about it.
You'll tweet about it. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Not Instagram. Sorry.
Twitter.
Maybe Instagram one day, but get us on Twitter.
Keep
rabbit_hole3.
Yeah, keep the conversation going.
Keep the conversation going. I'll link it in the descriptions on SoundCloud and on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so much more to this. I mean, what is anything you want to discuss just now about it? Will we possibly wait in that speech?
I mean, what this really just shows the reality of this is just the real world we live in. People who have indirectly bragged about performing such a heinous crime.
Yeah.
Get away with it for decades, and then when they do get punished, it's almost inconsequential.
Yeah, it's just... It
almost
falls in the same vein as like Jimmy Savile and that.
I know. It's near enough. It's like their version of Jimmy Savile. I wonder if Jimmy Savile and Epstein have met up.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Here's a clip from Trump talking about Epstein.
Is there a clip? I think, is this...
Oh.
Is there a sound?
Get the sound on. Put it loud so the mic can pick it up.
Guy.
Well, I knew him thank you very much. It's a great honor to be with the Emir of Qatar, a highly respected man, a real leader in a large part of the world and a very important part of the world. And we've known each other a long time. We've been friends for a long time, and we're doing a lot of work now. They're investing very heavily in our country. They're creating a lot of jobs.
Jeffrey Epstein is a terrific guy.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. I mean, people in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan. I was not, a long time ago. I'd say maybe 15 years. I was not a fan of his. That I can tell you. I was not a fan of his. So I feel very badly, actually, for Secretary Acosta, because I've known him as being somebody that works so hard and has done such a good job. I feel very badly about that whole...
So he's saying he wasn't a fan of Epstein.
Just totally dodging his association.
Yeah, he's like, I'm attacking him for 15 years.
Not a fan. Well, you were a big fan of him in the video
exactly.
almost 30 years ago.
And that was... Like, you see Trump in that video actually groping someone.
Yeah, I mean, is there any, as you said, they had a falling out 15 years ago. I don't know if there's any confirmation on that.
Yeah, I mean, what the falling out was about, who knows?
He got too young.
I was literally thinking that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Trump did have a
maybe he genuinely did have a falling out.
And he just went, no, I'm not going that far.
Because in fairness, there's not been any pictures or videos of them recently. It's all back in the day.
Yeah, it's all back in the day.
So maybe they did have that falling out.
Yeah.
Which, could be real, but at the end of the day, he did have connections with him.
Yeah.
And like we touched on earlier.
Maybe if something really big comes out, we can do like a second part, maybe like a mini episode.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on this, because I'm really...
Because this is an ongoing thing that literally just broke today.
Yeah.
That's why...
This morning I just woke up and I was like,
That's why this episode's a bit just disjointed, if that makes sense.
The sad part is I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We all kind of had strong suspicions that this was going to happen.
And it shows Alex Jones, say the quote once along the lines of, Hollywood is run by, was it paedophiles and... Oh, you would probably know the quote better than me. Was Alex Jones says Hollywood is run by...
I don't know. He said a lot of quotes
Yeah,
similar to
let's
that.
have a look, because basically Alex Jones, right? Alex Jones is a controversial guy, right? But I don't mind him. I think a lot of the stuff he says, if you look past the madness of his theatrics, I should say, if you look past the theatrics, a lot of stuff he does say does have merit, and that makes sense. Alex Jones...
I still think he's a pretty despicable person. I don't think I'll ever forgive him for the Sandy Hook stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, but...
And the fact that he makes money off like fake pills and that and medicine...
Yeah.
And sells it. I don't know, it's just not ethically...
It's not ethically right, but like I said, a lot of the stuff he says kind of has merit. I can't find the quote, but he basically said something along the lines of Hollywood is run by pedos and like millionaires and that who
even
stuff.
Even like child stars like Corey Feldman, they've all come out with this. This is kind of an open secret as well. It's now finally like starting to gain some sort of pushback. But
it's kind of on the same lines of like totally different kind of crimes here, but it's like try to catch the mafia. Like, we all know the mafia exists and they do stuff, but you can't nail them down. It's like try to get this ring.
It's like cockroaches.
Yeah.
No matter how much you stomp on them, they just seem to like multiply.
Yeah. And it's just messed up. Like Hollywood, like obviously Epstein wasn't an actor or a director, but he was part of that scene.
Well, you knew a famous film director as well. I can't mind his name, but he...
Was it Weinstein by any chance?
No, it wasn't, but I wouldn't. That wouldn't put it past me either.
I mean, you're just sleazy men. I mean, we went back in that. Here's another mugshot of him, right? A different one.
Is that a mugshot or is that just a...
It's a mugshot, yeah.
All right.
He's smiling, looks smug again.
Yeah. He knows deep down, he's like, I'm not going to get any real punishment from this. This is just a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, and I mean, we've touched on pretty much everything, but
yeah, is there any final say? What do you think will be? Do you think there'll be any outcome from this?
I think watch this space. I think there's a lot more to come out.
There will be.
I think this is the start of a snowball. This is going to be a snowball effect. There's just going to be more news coming out, and I suppose it's good. In recent months, Weinstein's came out.
Yeah.
I say came out, like the news broke about Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, Jeffrey Epstein now, Trump hopefully, Clinton. List goes on. Who knows?
Jimmy Savile. He was found out after death,
which is a shame.
Which is annoying.
Well, those accusations when he was alive, but
they were dismissed and they were told.
They were basically told to shut up.
The victims were being gaslit and saying, "Oh, that's just the way he always is.
Yeah,
you're just being crazy." Or
you're just being para.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on and on.
I mean, that is one of the there's a problems with the internet as a cultural movement, but that is one of the upsides where people like that, it's much more difficult to get away with stuff like that because everything's on track.
Yeah.
Now that comes with its own problems, obviously, but that is one of the big positive aspects of something like this, where now you can't say anything in private, like something as horrific as this.
No.
Can finally start coming out and gain at least some kind of justice. Obviously, it's a shame the justice had to come out when they pass away or killed.
Yeah.
You know.
At
the very least, I hope the victims just find some sort of closure to this, and they can finally it encourages future generations hopefully not to put up with stuff like this anymore.
And another part of it as well, he's a sex trafficker, so hopefully these people he's trafficked get found safe.
Yeah.
Because they could still be out there getting treated horribly. I mean, there's a difference between actually abusing someone, right? Then they can get therapy and they can hopefully recover, right? But see these people he basically sells for sex. Yeah. God knows where they could be now. They could be a different continent. They could be somewhere else. And the fact he's died now, maybe those victims will never be found because they're God knows where.
Yeah, I know. They might be missing.
missing.
Do you think there'll be any surprise, person that come out of this?
I mean, I would.
Do you think there's any major figure?
If there was a surprise, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Do you think there's any major figure who's not been talked about yet that you're waiting to hear from?
I try to think of sleazy people who I suspect. I mean, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I'm sure there will be. I mean, you got anyone?
I'm waiting for Joe Biden.
Yes, Joe Biden. That's one.
Because he's a very touchy guy as well. There's video compilations of him
whispering to.
Yeah, just really invading their personal space.
Now, another one we forgot to touch on as well, Michael Jackson.
I mean, he's been dead for 10 years though.
Yeah.
And there's not even anything concrete if he actually did.
Well, we know we know children slept in his bed, right? Whether the fact he'd done anything, but regardless of if he'd done anything, it's still creepy as shit.
Like, if you're a parent, you found out about that, I'd be like, get the fuck away from my kid.
I've not seen that Neverland documentary, but
yeah, that's came out. But then a lot of people are now coming out saying that there's a lot of fabrications and contradictions.
Yeah.
So I don't know who to believe.
But yeah, Joe Biden.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Joe.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for creepy Uncle Joe.
Yeah, it's just
Handsy Joe.
It's just like he went like I'm sure people like he asked specifically for like 13-year-old girls, like he wanted to speak to them, like the parents would happily let them do it because like, oh, he's a political figure, he's going to.
Oh, you can trust him.
You trust him,
he's
yeah.
He's a politician.
And it's just videos of him. I mean, this video was maybe about Epstein, but I've talked about other cases, but I think is good and needs to be discussed. There can't be this taboo about them.
Yeah, let's hope this is like a a drop in the pond and the ripple waves are expanding.
I mean, like I said earlier on, this has been a bit of a disjointed.
Well, it's just been in the moment, and we've tried to.
Yeah, we've tried to get all information
we
can out. There's not been a flow to it.
I definitely think we should do a follow up.
We do a follow up where it'll be a bit more structured.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get like Ali and get his opinion.
Get Ali in,
or anyone else who wants to join.
Who is in Amsterdam right now, actually.
Yeah.
Hope he enjoys that. Hope he's listening.
Yeah. Shout out to Ali.
But like I said, being a bit disjointed, but wanted to get this out there. Next episode will be the one we had planned for today, which I won't reveal just yet. But anything you want to add? I know this episode won't be particularly long, I don't think.
I'd say
it's about half an hour.
Yeah.
Short for our standard. Oh, mic just fell there.
That's fine. Just edit it out.
I know it's been short for our standards, but we wanted to get this out there. Anything you want to add? I think I've asked you that.
I'm just waiting for the fireworks.
Like just wait for the fireworks.
I'm waiting for the next big thing.
I mean, let's have a look.
Is there anything?
That's what I'm looking just now. BBC are just saying that obviously about his death, his suicide. Some sources are saying that he was hanged. Was found hanged. That could have easily been planted.
A lot of the victims are coming out saying like
He was actually taken to hospital.
Oh, was he? Oh, yeah. From the previous suicide?
No, from this.
Oh, from this? Okay.
He was, so basically, BBC are reporting he was found unresponsive in his cell in the special housing unit from an apparent suicide. A statement from the Justice Department said Mr. Epstein was transported to a local hospital for treatment of life-threatening injuries and subsequently pronounced dead. There's a picture here.
Was there a picture of it?
Not a picture, but basically where he's been taken into like what seems to be like some sort of van.
Got curtains up in that.
Yeah, basically obviously don't want the public seeing a body, which is fair enough.
A lot of the victims are coming out talking about the case, saying like how could the police just let this happen and stuff like that, because even they're suspicious. They know for a fact.
Yeah, there's something shady going on here. So I
don't think I've got anything else to say. I think
don't think
I've made our piece on this very spontaneous
episode. It's a very spontaneous episode. Like I said, been a bit disjointed, but I hope it filled you in some new details you didn't otherwise know.
Yeah, gave you more context.
Give you more context.
Himself and who the possible associates are.
Yeah, most notably, Mr. Trump.
It was we were watching some video footage and someone pointed out the presidents who are alive right now. 2 of them have been on the Lolita Express. Yeah, which is who knows what happened in that? Who knows? I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. But thanks for listening, guys, and thank you for digging down the rabbit hole with us. Next time we'll dig a little deeper. Thank you.
Take care.
Goodbye.